Now, he broke our hearts last season on The Good Wife and went on to play the baddest of all bad guys on The Walking Dead. Please welcome the so sexy Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Good to see you.
Welcome.
Oh, hi. Oh, hi.
Oh, hello.
Hello. So you two know each other.
We do.
We've met.
You've not worked together?
No.
No. Do you know that I met you once?
Shut your face.
I'm not gonna shut my face.
Okay, tell me.
But your husband
Yes.
was like, I think he saw me sitting there for 8 hours, kind of waiting for the whole thing to happen.
Yeah.
And kind of like put me on his wing and like showed me around and
He's a
introduced
nice
me to
person.
you. And the two of you were like, I don't know if you want to do this.
Yeah, no,
Like-
we meant it.
Yeah. And I think that I went in by the time.
Save your career.
By the time that the test happened, I think I was like, I don't want to do this.
It happened.
My publicist, as I was
You're welcome.
walking out, she was like, please don't swear.
It's okay.
It took
We
all
spent the whole segment talking about
30
food.
seconds.
It happens. It's okay.
Well,
It's
did
okay.
you get the job?
I didn't get the job.
You didn't.
I'd
Who were
probably
you-
still be there.
Wait, who were you screen testing for?
It was like some kind of doctor-y guy or something.
Yeah. Probably
No,
like a
I got that
subway.
job.
I don't remember. But I remember it was kind of a long-term deal and then flying me out to New York. But I was just, you and Mark
Yeah.
were so awesome.
Oh, thank you.
And then
That's
like a
nice.
year later, I was like doing Grey's Anatomy. So I guess I'm glad it
Come
worked out.
on.
didn't.
You're welcome for the career
Thank you
advice.
so much. I do. I owe you, I think.
So, you know, the characters you play run the whole gamut of the fiercely charming and dastardly and rotten and terrifying.
A little bit of both,
Yeah.
and sometimes.
Well, sometimes.
Yeah, they kind of. Negan's a little bit of both.
Yeah.
He's a little bit
Yes.
charming and a horrible individual all
Yeah,
at once.
all at the same time.
Yeah, all at the same time.
Yeah.
So it's been fun.
Do you feel like people are, I mean, I have this experience having played some pretty psychopathic
Yeah,
characters.
you've done that.
I mean, does it affect how people relate to you when you run into them in the real world, do you find?
I think that things will shift after the premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right now, I feel like I'm on my.
Oh.
Oh, hey.
Some people love you more.
Yeah, maybe. And that person probably needs to have some psychological help. But I think that there's going to be a little bit of a shift. I think I'm on my last legs of decent will.
Yeah.
You know. But we'll see. You know, at the same time, you know, you've done these roles. People are drawn to the
they like
darkness.
the dark.
Yeah,
And
they
pain,
like the
they
dark.
like pain and suffering.
Yeah.
Well, it's sort of an escape from, you know, people aren't able to bash
Really,
people over the head with
people with baseball bats.
in
Sure,
real life.
sure.
So.
You named that bat, right?
Lucille. I mean, yeah.
Oh, the name, you didn't come up with the name. The name was written into the
it's.
show. I thought you named.
The show is based on Robert Kirkman's graphic novels,
Right.
and Negan is obviously a character that was introduced like 5 years ago through the comic books, and this is a guy that has a baseball bat named Lucille, and Lucille was the name of his wife who died, and that's why he named his baseball bat Lucille, which we'll probably find out at some point,
Right.
unless
Spoiler
you read
alert.
unless you read the
Right.
comic books,
Right,
then
right.
you already know. Yeah.
And you shoot that show in Atlanta.
Golly.
In
yeah.
your leather jacket?
Leather from head to toe,
I mean,
leather
are you-
underwear. It is.
Are you suffering?
It's a lot.
It's a lot,
It's
right?
a lot. I mean, Gatorade all day long.
You don't have to work out ever.
No, well, I'm too old for that anyway. That's a lot of work, that whole working out, getting up at 4 in the morning to do. Yeah, it's hot, and I never take off the leather jacket. And I mean, everybody's kind of in the same boat.
Does
know?
it, can I ask, does it stink at a certain point?
Oh,
Or
to high heaven.
really?
Do you have more than
absolutely.
one?
Yeah.
You must have like a rotation of them.
I have a couple coats, but they're
once
by
you're
the
like
end
the
of it,
third
yeah, you're
episode,
just
they're all-
drenched
yeah,
anyway.
yeah,
You know, they
totally.
try to like probably clean them at a certain
Yeah.
point, and
Yeah.
then again, maybe not, because I'll be covered with like blood, and they don't wash those pants ever. They're like I trying to get them on the next day. It's just,
You are like in your own gravy.
yes,
Yeah.
that's exactly right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Listen,
It's like a big thing of soup that I wear.
Yeah.
Wow.
We have to take a commercial break. We're going to find out why you love playing a maniac so much.
All
More
right.
with Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
Let me ask you a question. Called in earlier to report finding some illegal immigrant tracks about 4 clicks south of here. I don't suppose you guys checked it out.
No, I ain't heard nothing about it.
Of course not.
Good luck on your hunt, sir.
I tell you what, why don't you keep that good luck for yourself, officer?
That's a scene from Desierto.
Tell us about that. You play a character called Sam?
Sam, he is a one-man border patrol wrecking machine. This was written by Jonas Cuarón, who was the co-writer of Gravity. His dad, Alfonso Cuarón, directed Gravity, obviously, and they role reversed in this one, and Alfonso was our producer, but wrote this movie, and when I read it initially, it reminded me very much, I don't know if you guys remember this movie, Duel, the Steven Spielberg movie. Very much a cat and mouse thriller, and this kind of reminded me of that, set on the border of Texas and Mexico.
Wow.
And I play a real, again, not a good guy, although depending on where you are in the country and maybe who you're voting for, you might think he's the most awesome guy in the world.
What does he do?
He kills people trying to cross the border. He kind of snaps and he starts killing people that are trying to cross over from Mexico. Him and his vicious dog, Tracker.
Played by Rocco, man.
Right.
The Rocco's sweet. And then Gael Garcia Bernal, who's awesome, plays the other side of this coin. So we shot it. We shot in Baja, Mexico, and for me at that time, I'd been doing kind of a lot of good guy roles. This was pre-Negan, you know.
You were still a Good Wife. Yeah.
This is before Good Wife.
You're kidding.
Yeah. We shot this quite. You know, the movie itself premiered not at Toronto this year, the year before.
Oh my
But
gosh.
what has happened with this political landscape that we find ourselves in, that they decided they'd hold it back. And
besides the whole political aspect of it all, any other scary encounters in the desert?
you know, it was so hot and miserable that nothing could live out where we were shooting.
Right.
I mean, it was just
Not even a snake.
Not even a snake.
Wow.
I mean, maybe at nighttime, but we didn't shoot very often at night. But I remember we were in La Paz, which is kind of at the southern tip of Baja, Mexico, and then we would drive every day for 2.5 hours to the location.
Yeah.
But by the way, we could have left the hotel and driven 5 minutes, and it looks the same. I mean, so it was always a mystery to me. Like, why are we driving 2.5 hours to this crazy location when right outside my hotel window it looks exactly the same?
That's funny.
I mean, it's really interesting. It's kind of where the desert hits the sea where we shot. It was very kind of picturesque, beautiful place, but it was brutal. So then we'd get to the location, and we'd have to hike a mile, and I remember me and Gael like lugging cables and camera equipment up to the set.
Out.
Oh yeah,
wow.
it was hardcore.
A true collaboration.
Yeah. I mean, a low budget movie. I mean, you know,
everybody's in it together.
Everybody's in it together.
Really,
I look forward
which
to
is the
seeing
best
it.
to make.
Yeah, totally.
Really fun.
Listen, The Walking Dead returns October 23rd, and Desierto opens this Friday, October 14th. Make sure you check out Jeffrey Dean Morgan and Desierto.
Coming up, Jennifer Morrison will join us.
So happy to see you.